benefit to the tax payer, the consumer. I honestly want to suggest that whoever speaks on behalf of Congress party, because this I see largely from the Congress ecosystem, whoever speaks on GST from the Congress should have finance ministers sit and educate them before they comment. There is no course correction for any government to reduce tax. Tell me which government, at least in the Congress days, it was at 98%, 91%. They didn't even attempt what they call as course correction. What I think, a reduction in the rate of a tax is for the benefit of the people. That's what Prime Minister Modi is telling us to do. And that is what we've done between 17 and today. Within a matter of 7 years, 8 years, we are coming up with an option to reduce the rate. So this is no correction. And even if they want to call it course correction, during Congress days, they didn't even attempt a course correction. They kept it at 90, 98%. So they should please get informed, educated, tutored by former finance ministers to tell them what it means for tax to come down. That's first. Second, you said taxability, agricultural equipments, and they're all part of this package which Government of India submitted to the GST Council. Agricultural equipments have come down in their rate. Let me see from among my 54, I have that also. Tractors, agricultural equipments have all come down. I don't see, I have it straight away, but yes, they have come down. I can share the data with you. Third, MSMEs. First thing which benefited the MSMEs in this next generation GST is most of the raw products and their input and their intermediary products which go in the manufacturing of MSME items in the manufacturing sector has come down. And as a result, now they will be spending less money for buying the inputs. So MSMEs, which create jobs, have benefited one end from the raw material side, on the other end by the consumption which is going up, where because the output is being taxed at lesser rate. So from both ends, MSMEs have derived benefit. That was, post that you had Anita Chowdhury asking if we will be monitoring that much or more. We will monitor that much and more if necessary. So we are flexible about monitoring. We will keep doing that. And Dainik Bhaskar saying, Deepavali is bar versus पिछले बार इस बार ही हुआ न्यू जनरेशन जी अगले साल तक वेट करिए सो मैं कंपेयर कर सकती हूँ उस दीपावली और इस दीपावली का अरे लास्ट ईयर जीएसटी टैक्स नहीं हुआ ना जी जनरेशन चेंज इज हैपनिंग नाउ उससे मैं अभी कैसे कंपेयर करूं तो भी वो रेट अलग है ये रेट अलग है सो कंपैरिजन सिर्फ लास्ट ईयर के साथ वैसे भी हर महीना हम डेटा रिलीज कर रहे हैं आपको मिल जाएगा मगर सिर्फ दीपावली कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बोलना इतना फेयर नहीं होगा क्योंकि यू आर नॉट कंपेयरिंग लाइक विद लाइक हाँ सॉरी देयर वाज इलेक्शन का इम्पैक्ट हु वाज इट अमन शर्मा जी सॉरी यू आर हियर Matlab is desh mein, that is why Prime Minister Modi had started this whole thing about studying why can't in this country we have one nation, one election. नहीं तो ऐसे हर बार टैक्स रिड्यूस करो प्रश्न उठेगा हाँ उधर इलेक्शन है that's why you did it इधर इलेक्शन है that's why you did it जनता को राहत नहीं मिलेगा भैया अगर हम ऐसे डरावने वाले बात क्योंकि आने वाले इलेक्शन के लिए कर दिए नो This is a much awaited relief which Prime Minister Modi has been telling us to get going with. We will have to do it. We have done it. So it has no implication on an election. However, elections keep coming. How can have any impact on any policy or policies can have an impact on the elections. Those are collaterals you will have to 1 minute. Agricultural equipment, I've got the data. I'm telling you the rates. Spark ignition reciprocating or rotary internal combustion piston engine, which is in agriculture, rate was brought down from 28 to 18. Agricultural diesel engine of cylinder capacity exceeding 250 cc for tractor, 18 to 5. Drastic reduction. And pumps for dispensing fuel and lubricants of the type used in agriculture, filling stations or garages and so on have come down to 28, from 28 to 18. Hydraulic pumps for tractors have 18 to 5, so on I can read. But I think your question was, usse consumption mein kitna farak pada? I don't have the data here. But all these are, furthermore, I can have more to tell you on agricultural equipments. Reduction is drastic change, downwards.
I just want to add, आपने health insurance की किसी ने बात की थी. मैं अभी देख रहा था, आप में से किसी मित्र के न्यूज़पेपर की रिपोर्ट, पॉलिसी बाजार की रिपोर्ट है कि इसका इतना बड़ा प्रभाव हुआ कि टर्म इंश्योरेंस ने 2.5 गुना सर्ज महसूस किया जीरो जीएसटी के बाद और हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस में 2.2 टाइम्स सर्ज एक्सपीरियंस हुआ. फिर स्वाभाविक है आप लोग का अगला प्रश्न कई लोग मित्रों ने पूछा सस्टेनेबल है कि नहीं, तो सर्च के बाद का भी डेटा उन्होंने दिया है. द स्पाइक देयर आफ्टर हैज सस्टेन्ड मोमेंटम with health insurance demand up 1.7x and term insurance up 1.8x. तो दर्शाता है कि ये सस्टेनेबल डिमांड है. कभी भी टैक्सेस कम होते हैं तो हम सभी जानते हैं कि डिमांड में वृद्धि होती है. एक ऑपोजिशन की बात पे थोड़ा जोड़ना चाहूंगा जो निर्मला जी ने कहा कि वो आज इतने लाचार हैं, इतने हताश हैं, एक के बाद एक जनता उनको नकार रही है, उनको चुनाव में हार मिलती है. अब तो झगड़ा पता नहीं क्या होगा. अश्विनी जी को शायद ज्यादा खबर हो बिहार में उनकी क्या स्थिति है.
अलग अलग लिस्ट बना रहे हैं.
लेकिन अपोजिशन दुर्भाग्य से देश हित और जनहित की चिंता नहीं करती है. वो हर एक चीज में राजनीतिकरण में जुटी हुई है और आज भारत उसको स्वीकार नहीं करते हैं उस रवैये. इसीलिए प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के प्रति उनका अटूट विश्वास है और वो विश्वास एक के बाद एक चुनावों में देखने को मिलता है. चाहे जीएसटी रिडक्शन के पहले के आप चुनाव देखो, लगातार महाराष्ट्र की ऐतिहासिक जीत, हरियाणा की ऐतिहासिक जीत, जीत के बाद जीत, दिल्ली के जीत के बारे में आप सब ने देखा. तो जीएसटी के पहले भी, जीएसटी के बाद भी, अब कई वर्षों तक शायद उन्होंने तय कर लिया है कि उनको में ही रहना है.
अब अभी लास्ट सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस ले रहे हैं, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 269. दिस लास्ट सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चन विल टेक.
Ma'am, I am Monica from Business Standard.
Left side.
Ma'am, do you think that it is logical to link GST rate on restaurant services with the tariff?
Loud. No, just keep it closer to your.
Hello?
Like that.
Am I audible?
Horizontally.
No. Ma'am, I am Monica from Business Standard. Ma'am, do you think that it is logical to link the GST rate on restaurant services with the declared room tariff of a hotel, as both are separate services? So industry says that this is leading to a lot of disputes and heavy demands. So lot of hotels, they have received notices for paying 5% GST on restaurant bills. So are you considering revisiting this provision?
Are you considering?
Revisiting this provision.
270.
Also, ma'am, on inverted duty structure, you said that it has majorly been addressed, but a fresh issue of inverted duty has occurred in sectors like FMCG and pharma. And also, ma'am, refund on input services is not allowed under inverted duty. So this is a big issue for the industry. Are you planning to give any relaxation on this?
नेक्स्ट आपसे अनुरोध है एक प्रश्न करें और लोगों को मौका मिल जाए जिससे. नेक्स्ट
Meghna Mittal from Money Control. Some of these states have raised concerns on revenue loss due to the GST rate cuts, which they are saying will hamper their capex. What is the kind of estimate on the revenue losses in the next fiscal when the full reduced GST cuts will come into play? And if the states face these revenue loss, is the center open to any kind of compensation to them?
209.
सर मैं शैलेश यादव हूँ ANI से। सर आप लोगों ने एक्सपोर्टर से काफ़ी बातचीत करी थी जब US का टैरिफ लगा था, तो काउंसिल की आप एक्सपोर्ट प्रमोशन काउंसिल की आपने मीटिंग ली थी दिल्ली बॉम्बे में, FMM ने भी बैठक करी थी। उसके बाद एक्सपोर्टर्स को उम्मीद थी कोई राहत का पैकेज आएगा उस पर, तो क्या उम्मीद हम कर सकें कि उनके लिए सरकार को सोच रही है?
236. 16. Okay, 16 then 236.
Ma'am, Prakash Pedashi from ET now. The council has approved the provisional refund system to help industry. When can we expect this provision to be implemented?
236.
Premanshu from Anandabazar Patrika. Ma'am, do you expect that this higher collection because of increase in sales will compensate the revenue loss because the states are still expressing
Where's
the
this
concern
from?
about this?
Sorry, say that again.
Do you expect that this revenue loss will be compensated by the increase in sales because the states are still expressing the concern about revenue loss? And is there any plan to monitor the insurance sector?
Yes. 46.
I'm Abhimanyu Sharma from CNBC TV 18. Has the rise in consumption demand triggered a rush of investors or many foreign companies which are queuing up to invest in India due to this?
271.
Sir, I'm Prashant from Financial Express. Usually during the festival season, discounts are offered by the sellers. So is there any assessment how much can be attributed to the GST cuts in the sales volume that we have seen?
277.
Hi, Ujasvi from Financial Express. My question is for both Nirmala Madam and Vaishnav Sir. Ma'am, could you give me some insight over
Where
the
is Jaspreet?
existing... Hi, here. Yeah. Can you give me some insight over the existing inventory that's already there? Because with products like dairy and FMCG, it's still much more easier. But then when it comes to products like electronics, I mean, the supply chain and the inventory is going to be for a long time. So how do we plan to go?
So what is that question?
If you can give me an insight on the existing inventory that was there before the tax slabs.
249.
हेलो, नीरज हूँ न्यूज 18 इंडिया से। मेरा सवाल पीयूष गोयल सर से और उसके बाद निर्मला मैम से। पीयूष सर, अमेरिकी टैरिफ के बाद लगातार भारत और अमेरिका के बीच वार्ताएं चल रही है, कब तक गुड न्यूज की उम्मीद है? और निर्मला मैम से हमारा सवाल है कि जो इम्पैक्ट हुआ है यूएस टैरिफ का भारत के अलग अलग सेक्टर पे, उस इम्पैक्ट को कैसे मॉनिटर किया जा रहा है?
दो पूछ लीजिए। 136, 194, 131. ओके, 194 त्वेश, चलिए। अच्छा
मैम, मेरा नाम हिमांशु शेखर है, मैं एनडीटीवी इंडिया से हूँ। एक छोटा सवाल था होटल इंडस्ट्री के लिए। आपने 7500 रुपीस तक के जो रूम टैरिफ थे उस पर जीएसटी घटाया था, तो आप जो मॉनिटरिंग कर रहे हैं उसका होटल इंडस्ट्री से किस तरह का इनपुट आपके पास आया है? और पीयूष गोयल सर से एक छोटा सवाल था कि जिसको एक मेरे साथी ने जो सवाल पूछा है, भारतीय टीम अमेरिका में है, तो अभी तक कितनी प्रगति हुई है और जो फॉल तक जो एक टारगेट है, हाउ होपफुल यू आर ऑफ मीटिंग दैट टारगेट?
194.
मैम, आई एम त्वेश मिश्रा फ्रॉम इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स। जो लोग जीएसटी की चोरी कर रहे हैं उनके खिलाफ क्या कार्रवाई करी जाएगी, और क्या जो कंप्लेंट कर रहा है उसको पैसे वापस मिलेंगे या सरकार जो जीएसटी चोरी कर रहा है उसके खिलाफ कोई कार्रवाई करेगा?
131 and 139, finally finished. 131.
Hi, ma'am. Shrimi Chaudhary here from NDTV Profit. Quick question that The GST collection have consistently hit above 1.8 lakh crore mark. However, the full impact of the cut will be seen from October onwards. So how do you see the momentum playing out in the remaining months? And a quick follow-up also that with GST tribunal up and will be soon running, is there any consideration on the faceless GST regime?
Last, yes.
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम पूनम है और मेरा प्रश्न अश्विनी वैष्णव सर से है। सर, आपने बताया कि जो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक और इलेक्ट्रिक गुड्स की जिस तरीके से प्रोडक्शन बढ़ रहा है, डिमांड बढ़ी और खूब लोगों ने खरीदा भी, तो आपने रोजगार की बात की और बताया कि इसमें करीब 25% का इजाफा हुआ है। तो अगर 25% का इजाफा केवल क्या इसी तिमाही का है या ये पूरा है? और दूसरा एक चीज और, सेमीकंडक्टर की जो दूसरी यूनिट शुरू हुई है, इसको हम कब तक साकार रूप में देख पाएंगे?
या हो गया सर?
I'll take the smaller questions first. सेमीकंडक्टर का सेकंड यूनिट का जो आपने पूछा कब तक साकार होगा, साकार हो गया पिछले हफ्ते। ऑलरेडी प्रोडक्शन वहां पे स्टार्ट हो गया केएनस के प्लांट में। सेकंड आपने पूछा 25% इंक्रीज जो डिमांड में आई है, ये आपका प्रश्न था कि इसका रोजगार के साथ लिंक। रोजगार टोटल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में 25 लाख पहुंच गया है, 2.5 मिलियन। 25 लाख पहुंच गया है, 2.5 मिलियन। साथ ही साथ अब इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कंपोनेंट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में करीब 1,15,000 करोड़ रुपए का इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए एप्लीकेशंस आई हैं। तो उससे भी रोजगार बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में जनरेट होगा। एस्टिमेट है करीब करीब 90,000 डायरेक्ट रोजगार इससे जनरेट होगा, 90,000 डायरेक्ट रोजगार इससे जनरेट होगा। एक प्रश्न बीच में आया था कि किस तरह के मोबाइल फोन्स की डिमांड यूएस के लिए बढ़ रही है। यूएस के लिए जो डिमांड बढ़ रही है वो मोस्टली हाई एंड मोबाइल फोन्स की डिमांड बढ़ रही है। यही थे क्वेश्चंस मेरे। मैम यू कैन टेक द रिमेनिंग।
So in this round, the questions which have been asked of me, I'll try to answer some of them. On the what will be the revenue loss? Have you made an assessment? How are you going to make up for any loss? Literally, I think immediately after the GST Council, we had openly come out with what was our estimate. And we didn't treat the question as revenue loss. It was revenue impact. Because if you cut tax, the tendency would be people will come out more to buy. So that so-called cut, and as a result of which you would have, what you would have earned, you may not earn, will be more than offset by the consumption. So that is not to be treated as revenue loss, but as a revenue impact, which will get compensated by further purchases. So every question that has been asked in the name of revenue loss, how are you going to make up? I think that answer was given on that day. We stick to the numbers given on that day. We will wait. Deepavali is not yet over. We have 3 more days. And the festival season in India continues till Shankaranti, which is middle of January. So I think we should wait for us to get the consumption figures. As a result, the increase in revenue figures, and post which we'll be able to talk about any revenue impact, whichever way as you may want. So for all those who've asked me that question, that would be the broad answer. Equally, I find a few of us already voicing that states are talking about it. The same answer holds good. Cut in revenue tax would mean a greater purchasing capacity, revenue increase, which will offset what would have been otherwise collected with a higher rate of tax. But the fact is, the question is not so much on revenue loss. The question, I can see some of them specifically asking, what happens to revenue loss and how will the states concerned be addressed? How will you make up? I think I've answered this question. In the GST Council, center and states are equal partners. All of us are sitting there together. Any revenue loss, the way in which it has been put, is a loss for the center also. Any reduction in the earnings is a reduction in the earnings of the center also. I'd concentrate more to see how I can make up for that by cutting down on evasion or by plugging loopholes. So the center is not sitting with an additional bag of resources to be able to fund states if they don't doing well. All of us are equally in it. And this has been said in the GST Council itself. I would like to reiterate that point. I am not sitting with a separate bag of money. In the GST Council, all of us are sitting together with a bag in the center. All of us collect and we put it into it, and all of us take out of it. If it goes down, all of us will have to be more efficient in collection. All of us will have to plug the loopholes. So I'm sorry, this I said even that night. I repeat, GST revenues going up is good for center and states. GST revenues plateauing will have to give us an alarm bell so that we work better and collect better. There's no my-baap ka relationship here. Let's understand that. Prashant Shahu, discounts are offered every year during festival time. I think you're very good in well-researched reports. I read yours very eagerly. You may want to look at the offers made last Deepavali. One such a question was asked from here. And offers offered this Deepavali. Are the discounts as much or more? So tax reduction as an incentive going to the consumer, plus more being added by the company, maybe so. But if you're implying that what has been given there as discounts are being given as discounts and not as concession from the tax, I don't think you're right. I've shown you in the name of 54 items. There can be more items which we can share with you later. So that's, I suppose, not the right. There were questions about hospitality and leisure. The GST reduction for hospitality and leisure is from 12 to 5% without ITC. For room tariffs at 7,500 or below. Hotel Association of India estimates tax relief for travelers to the extent of 7% on the rooms. Even on buses, reduction of GST from 28 to 18% will serve as a boost for tourism. In fact, one of the hoteliers remarked, and I quote here, "With the festival and wedding season driving peak demand, the reduced GST has already started fueling positive sentiment and momentum in bookings. We expect this to accelerate, particularly in the mid-market segment, where affordability drives travel decisions." There were questions on provisional sanction of refunds arising out of inverted duty structure. The 90% automated refund, without asking a question, has been effected from 1st October 2025. We are already on 15th, 16th, 17th of October. From 1st October, it's already commenced this 90% automated refund. And for the rest, 10%, there will obviously be some kind of a verification, checking up, and then it will go back. So that's already implemented. Provisional, I think it was ET now who asked that question, provisional refund question. Yes, I think I've addressed most of the things which were asked of me. Existing. I have no clue on the existing inventory. I'm sorry. Ojaswini. One minute, I'm coming. I've not finished my. Tariff impact will go for Minister Piyush ji. But are we monitoring tariff impact? Sectors which are affected by the tariff, whether it is textiles or whether it is marine products, are talking to us as federations, groups and so on, but they have not given us yet, at least not me, any amount which is their assessment of what the tariff has done to them. So I'll wait for them to add more on it. GST चोरी कार्यवाही वो तो चलता रहता है भाई. चोरी करे तो हम पकड़ लेंगे, चोरी करे तो हम सजा तक आपको लेके जाएंगे, और सजा जिनको मिलना है उनको मिलेगा, चाहे जो भी आवाज सड़क से उतरकर वो करें तो भी हम करेंगे. ग्रुप हो गए, हाउ विल यू टच अस? नहीं भाई, सरकार को जो पैसा आना है आना ही है, हम उसको फॉलो करेंगे. And Shrimi, GST collection coming down because of rate cut. I think I've repeatedly answered it. I expect the volumes going up because of rate cut, making up for what is the tax impact. And finally, faceless GST. Yes, it is a goal which we like to reach. Lots of demand has come to me from various zones. Can faceless be introduced even in GST? We love to do that. Piyush ji may want to add.
Last point था वो US tariff, कब तक गुड न्यूज आएगी? मुझे लगता है कि बड़े सौहार्दपूर्ण वातावरण में बातचीत चल रही है, और मैंने पहले कई बार कहा है कि कभी कोई डेडलाइन के आधार पर फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट या ट्रेड नेगोशिएशंस नहीं होती है. भारत के किसानों का, भारत के मछुआरों का, भारत के एमएसएमई सेक्टर का, जब तक देश हितों को पूरी तरीके से हम संभाले नहीं, तब तक कोई एग्रीमेंट किया नहीं जाता. बहुत अच्छी तरीके से बातचीत चल रही है, बातचीत जारी है, और जब निर्णय पे आएंगे तब आपको जरूर अवश्य सूचना दे देंगे. धन्यवाद.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. आप लोगों के लिए भोजन की व्यवस्था ग्राउंड फ्लोर के एट्रियम पे है, वहाँ हम लोग आपके साथ रहेंगे. आइए प्लीज.